What's the name of the show?
Ya tú sabes.
No, pero ¿cómo se llama el show?
Ya tú sabes. The Spanish Language Culture Show. Vámonos pues.
Vamos.
Hi guys, you're listening to Ya tú sabes, brought to you by Open Language, the Spanish and Latin American Culture Show. Hola, this is Cynthia.
Hey guys, this is Jason.
Okay, so today we're talking about false cognates, or in Spanish, falsos cognados.
So, Cynthia, what is a cognate for those of us that don't know?
Okay, so a cognate is a word that looks and sounds the same. So if you see a Spanish word that looks like the English translation, maybe you'll think that it means the same thing. But a false cognate is a word that looks and sounds the same, but isn't.
So, of course, with Spanish and English, one of the best parts about learning Spanish if you're a native English speaker is that there are so many words that look and sound almost exactly the same between the two languages. So there's tons of these cognates, of these cognados. But then sometimes we get these false cognates and they can totally trip you up.
Yeah, they're tricky. They're really tricky. And there's usually a general rule of thumb for whenever you want to turn a English word into a Spanish word. You could just add an O or an A to it, sometimes even an E, and then just give it a little bit of a Spanish accent or pronunciation, and there you go, voila, it's Spanish.
And the weird reality is that this works
A lot of the time.
Yeah. But
there are some times where it does not work.
And when it doesn't work, it sometimes really doesn't work.
Yeah, so how about we start off with one word that you can do that. You can add an O to it, and then it turns out to be something completely different.
Which one is that?
Okay, so let me spell it out for you guys. Okay, it's E-X-I-T-O.
Éxito.
Éxito.
So it sounds and looks exactly like the word exit.
But it's not. Okay, so do you know what exit is?
An exit is salida.
Sí, salida. Éxito is like a success. So we can talk about a film being a success. Like su película fue un éxito.
It was a success. And we can also use the phrase tener éxito,
tener
to
éxito.
have success, to mean it was successful.
Yeah, exactly.
Another way. This one actually confused me for a long time. Years after I started studying Spanish, I saw this word and still had no idea what it meant. So éxito is not exit, it's success.
It's
and
success.
Exit is
Salida.
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 So another really classic false cognate where people add an O to the end of the English word and think that it's going to mean the same thing in Spanish is embarazada. So E-M-B-A-R-A-Z-A-D-A, embarazada. So of course that means embarrassed, right?
No, it does not. It does not.
A little bit different, right?
I never had trouble with this one because to me it doesn't sound like embarrassed. But yeah, when I saw it on paper, I would get a little confused.
So what does embarazada mean?
Embarazada means pregnant.
Pregnant.
Yes.
So it does not mean embarrassed.
No.
It means pregnant.
Sí. So embarrassed is avergonzado or avergonzada. And to be embarrassed is...
Tener vergüenza.
Sí, tengo vergüenza.
You're embarrassed?
No. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But I bet you were when you said this.
I personally never made this mistake, but I've heard
Okay,
many a Spanish student make this mistake. And one of the things with this, of course, is that you can't say embarazado. Unless we're talking about seahorses, I guess. You can't talk about males that are pregnant. Yeah, it's a bit complicated.
It is.
So we only say embarazada.
Sí.
Another false cognate that I would hear all the time when I first started studying Spanish was when people were trying to say excited. And they would think, oh, I don't know how to say excited in Spanish. It must be excitado.
No. That's like...
Sort of. It's sort of.
Yeah, but a little dirtier. It's like aroused.
Yeah, like aroused or sexually interested, something like that.
Yeah. So if you want to say that you're excited, emocionado or emocionada.
Emocionado or emocionada. So it's sort of like emotional.
Yeah, emotional, because it is an emotion.
So don't find yourself saying that you're excitado.
No, don't say that.
Unless you're trying to say that, which is a totally different sort of situation.
Yes. All right. So, how about this word? Were you ever confused with cara? I mean, you could just add an A to it.
Yeah.
And
I need to find my car. My car is my cara.
Cara.
Right?
no.
No, not
Wrong. Okay. Your cara is your face.
quite. So how do we say car in Spanish?
There are two different ways. You can say coche, or you can also say carro.
So we do have one word that's sort of like the
That's
word
sort of
car.
yeah. You add two R's and an O.
Carro. Can we
carro.
say cara?
No, you cannot say cara.
Okay, so cara
Cara.
with one R is face, and car is coche or
Carro.
carro with the two R's, the rolled R.
See. All right. So this is one that when I studied Italian, I had trouble with because it's similar. Libreria.
So it looks like library.
No, it's not.
What is it?
It's bookstore.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay, so do you know what library is?
It's biblioteca.
Sí, biblioteca.
So-
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Está aquí. Estamos en la biblioteca. Maybe.
No miro libros. No books here.
So, of course, biblioteca is one of the first words that anyone will learn in Spanish. But then if you go to a Spanish-speaking country and go around, you'll see the word libreria
Sí.
all over. And you may think, wow, there are a lot of libraries, I guess, in this country. But again, it's bookstore.
Bookstore.
Anything that ends with reria is a store of some sort. You guys are listening to Ya Tu Sabes, brought to you by Open Language. If you're enjoying the show and are interested in learning more Spanish, make sure to go to openlanguage.com and check out a free complimentary course of Open Language Spanish. And if you guys like it and want to study some more, you guys can sign up for the first month for only 99 cents using the promo code Great Start. Cynthia and myself host a lot of the lessons, and there are over hundreds to choose from, so make sure to check it out.
Yes, check it out, definitely. Okay, so let's move on. Another word that I never personally had trouble with this, but it sort of looks like its English equivalent, sopa.
This one's huge. I still get confused with this one.
Really? You do?
It's so subtle that it messes with me a little bit, to be honest. So we have sopa, S-O-P-A. So it looks like soap.
Yeah, just
Right?
switch the P and the A around.
Yeah, sopa,
Yeah,
soap.
Wrong.
So this is where it's tricky because sopa means
Soup.
and soup also looks like the word sopa.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So it makes sense in that way. But then how do we say soap?
Jabón.
Jabón.
Jabón. See.
Nothing alike
No,
at all
no.
whatsoever.
Sounds more like jamón.
So-
Ham.
Soap is not sopa. That's the biggest thing to remember.
Yes.
Soap is jabón.
Jabón.
And soup is...
Soup is sopa.
Okay, got it. When you guys do get the chance to go to Latin America and you start talking to people, you'll hear people say this word all the time. They're going to start talking about el campo. El campo, el campo, el campo.
Oh, yes, el campo.
And you
sí.
start thinking, everyone's talking about camp?
No.
Does everyone in Latin America go to camp all the time? What is this
No,
about?
This is the countryside or the fields. Yeah, el campo. El campo. Soy del campo. You can say I'm from the countryside.
So if you're in a city, people are going to talk about the countryside because, of course, a lot of Latin America is countryside. So campo is countryside. How do we say camp?
Campamento. I know, it's sort of similar. They just add, like, there's just a mento at the end. Campamento.
All right, Cynthia, so I go to El Campo, to the countryside, and I'm trying to do some really countryside, El Campo-esque things.
Okay.
And I need some rope.
You need some rope.
I need some ropa, right?
No.
It's not ropa?
Well, you do maybe need some new ropa because if you're going to go out to the campo, you maybe don't want to do it in your nice clothes.
So ropa means...
Clothes.
Clothes. It does not
Sí.
mean rope.
No. Rope is cuerda.
Cuerda.
Sí, cuerda.
Okay, so when you see the word ropa, we're not
Sí.
talking about rope. You don't
No,
wear rope
no,
all
no,
the time.
No, you do not. You wear ropa clothes.
All right. And so this final one that we have for you guys today is one of the most confusing ones, I think. And this is one that is a little bit tricky to get the hang of because it's so much like the English word.
Okay, so this is actualmente.
And sometimes you see the word actual.
Sí, actual.
So you look at it and it looks like actual or actually.
Or actually, yeah. But it means currently.
This is
now.
so hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
So actually, actualmente, which looks exactly like actually, the amente being the LLY ending in Spanish, is actually currently.
Currently, yes, yes. And if you want to say actually, you can say de veras or en realidad.
So in reality.
Or realmente. Realmente.
See, this is tricky because English speakers especially, we say actually all the time.
You're right.
Actually, I wanted to do that. Actually, that. But you cannot say actualmente.
Say de veras. I think
De
that's
veras.
what I use for actually. Oh, de veras.
Okay.
See, de veras.
And there you go.
There you go. So I wrote a blog post. Actually, I have 2 blog posts about false cognates. Please check it out. If you're listening to this through the iTunes feed, then make sure to go on Open Language and check out the blog post, the Spanish culture blog post. I have 2 blog posts about false cognates. So check it out because I have way more false cognates on there.
And if you guys liked this episode and found it useful, make sure to share it with your friends and family who are also learning Spanish.
Thanks for listening, guys. Adios.
Ciao.